went to find some lost people.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's set up the streaming. Yes. Yes. That's fine.
Oh, the stream is...
Oh yes. Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, Veronica, can I ask you to switch off the air sucking system? You hear
Okay.
the sound? Because I hear the sound.
Yeah.
We do it to get some more fresh air, and now we don't need fresh air, we need good acting on stage that's about to start in a couple minutes. What you guys are going to see, me first, because I'm here to talk, and my name is Alex Borovensky. I am the founder and artistic director of Ukrainian Theater of Ukraine. And we've been doing this War Ukraine texts as a set of stage readings of contemporary Ukrainian plays. We specifically wanted them to be performed in English, so we work with John Friedman of Worldwide Play Readings, who help us with translation, John Farndon from London, who help us with what we feel and how we do in Ukraine, not through the messages from newspapers or Mr. Zelensky's speeches only, but from artistic visions, because art allows us to feel it skin to skin, as you know, right? So we're doing this stage readings 4 times already, and today you are going to see 4 pieces, and between each piece is like from 20 to 40 minutes, depends. We sometimes give like the full scope of the play, sometimes we give you like a gist of the play to give you an idea. And there's gonna be the plays by Vitaly Havur, Our Responsibility, right now. And you're going to see Once Upon a Time in Ukraine by Alex Borovensky. Oh, that's me. I hope. Yes, I did. Wow. Okay. Then we're going to see 10 Kilometers by Irina Feofanova, a Mariupol story. And then Ghost in Branches by Valery Puzik. All of these plays will be performed by Ukrainian actors who are down there, down here, somewhere here, and they are very worried and excited. Let's give a bit of support. Woo! Ukrainian actors, we love you! Woo! And then these pieces of today, they were directed by international directors from Britain, Australia, and Germany. Yeah, and Germany, these guys, they were generous enough to give their artistic time and director's vision and work with us pro bono for free via Zoom. So they are currently in London, in Germany, in London again, but they are watching the stream. This is one of the reasons that we're doing so much stream. We want them to see what they've created. And the first piece, Our Responsibility by Vitaly Havur, is directed by John Farndon, a good friend of mine, a very famous writer in Britain. You can check his Wikipedia. And a translator. And this guy has been translating Ukrainian plays since the very beginning of invasion. He's a great friend of Ukraine. And I actually made him into directing back again. Let's see what he created today. The play Our Responsibility is about Ukrainians who worked the critical infrastructure of Ukraine, talking train stations, railway. We're talking railway, hospitals and so on, and who didn't leave their post in the first invasion. All of these are documentary stories. And you're going to see on stage Mitro Prudnikov, Євгеній Конощук, Tatjana Marshtupa, and Nastya Mudrytska telling you these stories. We're starting. Thank you very much.
On 24th of February, I woke up to two things. The sound of explosions in the distance
That's it. It's not like I could go out. It's just I knew where there was few of us in the hospital. I had to be there. I had to help my doctor. Surgery in Chernihiv except regional clinics. And war means head injuries, spine injuries. This is a job for neurosurgeons. I went to work where was one surgeon. It was his shift. He says, "What are you doing here? Get out of here." I say, "I have my duty." After that, there was no questions.
On the 24th at 5 in the morning, I thought I would go to school. Even when I heard explosions, I still thought I would go. I was in such a good mood. I didn't even worry. I was eating popcorn by the open window. I didn't care. Then they turned light and electricity off, but we had a pump and a generator, so we didn't worry. We saw missile attacks all over the city. There were victims, but we still weren't living. For some reason, we weren't living. Well, we just thought that it won't be something completely terrible. Just no some. I didn't even ask the question, why are we living?
And my son's fault. My son is 15. And he says, friend of mine.
Why are we living?
On the 7th or 6th of March, our house was hit. So we all moved into the basement of my rescue service. On the 7th or 6th of March, there were well over 100 people there. So we all moved into the basement of my rescue service. On March 10th, there were well over 100 people there. Yeah. Then, on the morning, on March 10th, we like everybody else morning, we're doing some chores. We my wife, everybody else came and we're doing some coffee break. Wife and they brought water and we're getting four of us on the fourth floor, us on the fourth floor of our four-story building. We already knew. We were surrounded. Then the sound of airplane. An explosion and a flame, and here I am. I fell and ended up 2 floors down. The floor slab and roof beams were lying on me. Hell! I could see the street and I could be seen. I was somehow hanging outside and my right hand was free, my left was clamped, and my left knee pressed to my chest. I was lying on my stomach and I wasn't crushed. And I began to call for help. I could only hear my son. We couldn't see each other. But I had sound contact with him. Then my colleagues started to get there.
When the tanks started passing by our house, we already decided not to go upstairs. But several shells fell and we had gas tanks behind the house. So Grandpa went to check them. Just at that moment, a projectile flew just half a meter away from him. And he was standing by the door, but couldn't get in. And it flew just past me. All the walls were pretty damaged. And, well, I immediately shouted, I'm fine. And then Grandpa started calling Grandma. Natasha. Just a bunch of times. Natasha. don't even know how he managed to channel that. He's great. Then, Grandma called Grandpa. Sasha. She went out to look and said, God, he's under the rubble. But he wasn't. I don't know why she said that. Well, no, she was stressed, I guess, but she opened the door. We darted in the house. She said, how pulling! But in the end, I pulled him myself. I don't know how. Well, journaling, that's how. So now my grandpa's lying wounded and my grandma does nothing. She didn't know what to do and I said, give me a knife. I cut his feather to see where his injuries are. When it's dead, but something terrible happens, they always come to me and ask what to do.
When we were called to work, we went to Lviv. The train got equipment fixed and sent to Zaporizhia. Zaporizhia station was bombed, so we were redirected to Kharkiv. It was even scarier there. We were on duty 24/7, picking up people, taking them somewhere, running into a tunnel, hiding. People were scared. Standing on compartment, others crowded all over the aisle as well. It was just impossible to go through that carriage. There is a train with 15 carriages, and there is an 8,000 people crowd coming at it. And you realize that you can only take, well, 2,000 top. We called our train the Flying Dutchman because there was no schedule. We couldn't go anywhere. On the 7th of April we go to Kramatorsk. We would leave Lviv and go to Poltava with Dennis, then spend the night there and thought we wouldn't be going on to Kharkiv. We were tuned back. When we arrived in Kramatorsk, the attack started and the bridge behind us was destroyed. So there was no way back. We were put off Ukraine. We couldn't leave until the bridge is fixed.
There were days when we operated in each and every room. Once a week you may go home, get some fresh clothes, see your family. We had no electricity for 30 days, so I charged the power bank at work from the generator in surgery and took it home. If it was a good day and there was connection, my mom could send a text message. I'm at work. I haven't heard my mom's voice in a week. And so, when someone says me, my district was shelled by mortars, and I can't go home, can't contact a single person I know.
Began. They helped me first, but I was going crazy. I say, take care of my boy. They say, don't teach us our job. The rescuer climbed in, moved, and my hand was soon free. I already have 2 free hands. I'm trying to squeeze out and they say, don't panic, we have special equipment. They cut me out with a chainsaw. 1, 2, 3, and I was out. Then I saw my boy. His legs were pressed by 2 plates with a plate lying on his right leg, then his left leg, and then another plate with the upper plate resting with just a corner on the lower plate. To free him, we were going to have lift these 2 slabs simultaneously. We need a crane! And the shelling is going non-stop. The fire trucks near our building are already scrap metal. A terrier drives by, and I see dead people inside. I constantly encouraged my son, held his hand. Sound contact was needed. Sound contact! I tell him the rescuers are here with us under the fire, risking their lives. I said, you have to respect their work. If you start to fall apart now, then it means disrespecting these guys. Then, step by step, we freed the hand. It turned out the skin was off and all the way to the bones. It came off like a glove. I applied a tourniquet. I have paramedical training. Anyway, due to my capabilities and parental law, I sat with my son and we waited for the crane. And the building continues to collapse. It's not like something fell and that's it. I tried to cover him. I knew that if a large block falls, I won't be able to save him. But I can protect his body from small stones, I thought. He'll live my life. Well, I lived my life. I have to save my son. My son! Then the crane arrived. The plate line on his right leg had mounting brackets on it. I imagined these concrete slabs with mounting brackets. They grabbed the loops and slowly, come on, come on, a little more, yes, yes, and freed his legs. I immediately applied the tourniquets to stop bleeding. They dragged Ivan out on a stretcher. When accidents like this happen, they have moments of silence. To find those under the rubble who cannot be seen. Everyone shuts up, turns off all the equipment, and people shout and listen. I call my wife, Maya! Maya! There is a sound contact. But I didn't understand how to reach it. The boys got it, so she was between the slabs. She was squeezed but not crushed. But I didn't hear my friend's voice. There was no sound contact.
Then I asked my grandma to give me a stick extension cord. You can make tourniquets with the same one. I could see his arm was almost severe. The arteries was there. And I said, we'll tie up your shoulder. So we did. We
And
tied around the shoulder. And then we realized that he had a big hole inside
And the
his head.
flame, and here I am, I fell.
His arm was almost severe. I tried to keep calm, and I remember the advice. In order not to panic, you lie around and name the objects, and so we did color. So then back of realized that he had a big hole inside. The refrigerator is white. The tile is black, and I tried to keep calm, and I remember the advice. In order not to panic, you look around and name the objects and color. So the back of cabbages. Right. Grandma gave me water, and I got one out of my grandfather's pocket and tried to go. Grandma gave me and one out of my grandfather's pocket and tried to go. We're no longer working. In that one, they said no Dennis near our house, and there's my aunt near our house. And I said that Grandpa was injured. But I was sitting next to Grandpa at the time, and I knew he wouldn't make it. And at that moment I thought it would be better if he died sooner now. Well, but he's in a lot of pain, I can see it, and he had a bad heart. He had a contusion, so his body just couldn't take it. Actually, he died pretty quickly then. So, Uncle came. He driving a Mazda car with 360s on number plate. Probably scary for Christians, right? Yeah, he came in, saw grandfather's body, burst into tears. We had no time to think. We got in the car and drove off. He's been driving fast all his life, but it turned out that day he drank half a bottle of cognac, but drove perfectly, just superb, right? So we saw tanks burning. We got to Uncle's and I see my younger brother, and I think, how can I tell him that Grandpa is dead? And I came out with a brilliant plan. We were evacuating because it was getting dangerous, right? And Grandpa stayed to look after the store. And these adults, my God, these adults say, he's dead, he's dead. And I said, shut up, children's here. These adults were sitting on the floor and Grandma, covered in blood, says, Eva, what are we gonna do? What we should do? What about the body? I didn't know what to say. For some reason, all these questions were for me.
Our crew consists of people who I have known for years, and every single one needed support then. But I couldn't be with every single, so I created a chat in Viber and named it My Crew. I constantly write there, you're doing great, you can handle this, you are such a strong bench. Some people panicked hysterically. I had 2 girls like that. I went to them personally, tried to calm them down, and I told them, look at me. I'm a human too. I also have family, a child, and look, I'm coping somehow. And little by little you get the person out of anxiety attack. Then I said, show me something in your phone. So the person gets distracted, starts looking for something. You all understood then that we might not get back home. Everyone started to call their parents on their children. I also called to say goodbye my son. I said, I'm sorry for everything. Apologize, I can't speak right now. We are people. We make mistakes. We hurt somebody with a word or an action.
Say something to make him stop crying. And I am a doctor. I know that nobody can get up with an injury like that. How should I say that to him? Or when a girl, after the attack, taking her as an unknown, I look at her head and her brains go out and she dies. And then the nurse who was doing her CT scan says, I knew her. My daughter was attending her classes. She's a dancer teacher. She has a studio. I have only one question then. Why? Why did the children's dance teacher die? And I can do anything.
My son was on a stretcher. I looked at his right leg. An open fracture. The left leg at a really wrong angle. And I applied 3 tourniquets to his arm and both legs, so there was not much blood loss. Regional hospital in 10 minutes away in peaceful times. A huge building in Mariupol. Opened 5 years ago pompously with a red ribbon. He was operated on there. But there was lack of water, heating, food, medicine was running out. The day was completely full, just terrible. But you could still take people there. And then the hospital was occupied by orcs. They had a tank by the emergency entrance. By March 19th there were no more medicines. And slowly the doctors apparently began to realize that except for the military, they cannot treat anyone here. My boy is lying on the floor, on a mattress. Next to him there's a woman with an injured leg, a woman with a damaged lungs and arm, then her husband taking care of her, and another man who was shot by a sniper. My son's leg had a weight hanging from it and 4 balls sticking out of the right leg. All bandaged, blood oozing. His arm is in a splint. Anyway, when doctor tells me I'm getting out of here and you should do the same. And I say, how can I carry a child like this? He says, I will put a temporary support on him for all this stuff, just go. He says, to Dnipro. I realized that waiting for green corridors is not an option. So me, my wife and Ivan loaded my boy in the car, lying down, wrapped his leg with an elastic bandage and just drove without any corridors. First to Zaporizhia, then Dnipro. Along the way, a bunch of Russian roadblocks, constant searches. They say, go to Russia for treatment. Dnipro will soon be captured too. while there was no contact, I remember crying, knowing that someone was saved. Now I'm mostly angry.
Under the attacks and bombs and screams, the boys are fixing the bridge. We had two options then. Either stay in crematoriums. In the morning of the 8th, there was shelling and many people died. Or risk and cross the bridge. Our train operator accelerated the span and we were determined to blow through. But we couldn't fall off that bridge any moment. Finally, the train operator took us out. I don't remember his name, but if I meet him, I'd bow at his feet. When we passed Slavyansk and Lozova and I realized that we were saved, I found it. But you know, after all this, it's so bitterly said that there is no bomb shelter here and the station for us, for the conductors. Well, there is surely an option. You just jump into the hole in the ground and sit there.
Mine's the first fighting again. We were sitting in the basement and we heard someone knocking on the door. And we think, who could be? This is military. And I thought I'm going to die or something. I don't know, I'm going to be raped. It was very scary, but it was our militaries. And they said they have 5 minutes to get ready. So I grabbed documents from the basement, because everyone forgot that surely, right? And I grabbed my dog, put it in my school bag. I always had my school bag with me. I just had most necessary things in there. But for some reason, I put there also this armistice. You know? Scented, right? I don't know, I just put them there. Well, never mind. So we get out, they put us in the car. Oh, actually it was so funny back then. They put a mother-in-law in the, how it's called, in the truck. And she's claustrophobic. So she was screaming and, yeah, so we had to move her from the array. So I thought that we were going to be evacuated from Moravaham, but they got us into the hospital and just left us in the basement. But I finally escaped and Grandma stayed. She stayed to bury them. She was lucky. She found someone to help her with the burial when the city was quiet. Grandma and Grandpa, they spent all their life together.
It was scary when they started attacking hospitals in the city, one after the other. And at some point there were only 2 hospitals left. Ours became a military hospital. We got really scared at first, but by the time of 10th and 20th day of war, we didn't go down to bomb shelter. We just went to the hallway. And then the head of the surgery beds whose legs are longer. And everyone is laughing, making jokes. This is family. Every man who went to the front line and protects us, they believe we will help. I could run away, but how could I live after it? What's war fighting for them if I simply can't perform my duty? You know what makes a nation? It's not the language, history, or culture. It's when people are ready to die for its values. You see? We are ready. We are dying. We are dying.
Why poetry? I remember rafting on kayaks. It was raining, bad weather, cold. I said, I won't open the guitar because it will get wet. And one girl, nice girl by the way, blonde, if you want to know, says, let's read poems. Everyone is like, okay. She says, I can start. At first. And she's reading that poem and I'm just having goosebumps. I thought, damn, I don't know anything. I thought I had to learn something so that I don't look like an imbecile. Just as there isn't one single person who will win, there isn't one single person who is guilty here. I'm also guilty of not realizing that I was in Ukraine in 1991. It's just that everyone has their own level of guilt and the level of responsibility as well.
The best surgeons are born in a war where you see the worst injuries and you have to make the toughest decisions. This experience is really important for me. I think I passed the test. I made those tough decisions, somewhere right, somewhere and I learned a lot, professionally and personally. I realized the value of life, small things. I never thought, I have to go to work again, have to stand there over the operating table during all night shift. I don't feel that. Maybe it will come later. Now I only have this excruciating desire to go to work and learn something. Excruciating desire for life.
By the way, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. But I tried, yeah. All my life I think, damn, it would be so cool to believe in God. They can. Prayers just didn't help. And then I thought, it's cool that there is no fate. It's cool that it's all just a coincidence. But who should I thank when I go to bed? Alive? Thank God I'm fine? Thank you, fate? Then I finally realized. Thank you. Coincidence.
after the victory?
What will I do after the victory?
What will I do after the victory?
What will I do after the victory?
Learn poetry.
I'm a builder myself, so after the victory I will rebuild.
After the victory, I don't know. I guess I will just kneel and kiss the soil. I wish it was today. My brother died in Donetsk, killed by a shell. And my son went to look for him and couldn't get back. He is there now in Donetsk. He found my brother's body buried with just a number. I can't even explain how I feel now.
After the victory, I will go to psychiatrist. Actually, I'm gonna fly to Mars. I think I will be very comfortable there.
And after the victory? Yeah. Then I'll just stay in my bed and all day sleep. Nothing else.
Yeah. Copyrighted by Євгеній. Wow. Our responsibility, played by Vitaly Habura, who couldn't be with us today, but still, it's directed by John Farden from UK, assistant director Dmitro Korin. Thank you very much, Dima, for helping us. And on stage we have Tatiana Marshtupa, Dmitro Prutnikov, Євгеній, Конощук, and Настя Mudryska. Thank you very much, everybody. Guys, we're going to have a general discussion after all 4 pieces. Right now, there's going to be a 15-minute break, which allows us to change the setting and for you inhale some fresh air. And the bar. Remember about the bar. Stage reading and the bar are very connected. Yes, 15-minute break. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, I was looking at the registration link and I totally
Thank you, my brother.